A winter storm rolls through, and a few hours later, you notice it. A dark brown ring forming on the living room drywall. You head outside to find the source. But when you look up from the driveway, the roof looks absolutely flawless. There are no missing tiles, nothing is visibly cracked, and no sections have shifted. It is easy to assume the roof system is physically intact. When the entry point isn't obvious, many homeowners climb up and start applying surface caulk around vents or minor gaps, hoping to stop the intrusion. Then the next rainstorm hits, and that brown stain on the ceiling expands right past the previous boundary. The surface repairs did nothing. That pristine exterior is an illusion of safety. To stop the damage, we have to look past the armor and understand how a tile roof actually manages water. A tile roof functions as a two-part assembly, where distinct layers perform very different roles. The outer layer, the clay or concrete tiles you see from the street, is a water-shedding system. Its primary job is to act as physical armor against intense sun, wind-driven debris, and heavy impacts. Because of how these tiles overlap, they are intentionally porous. Rainwater is expected to slip right past the tile surface, through side joints, overlaps, and the valleys where roof slopes meet. That water lands on the underlayment. This is the continuous, hidden sheet installed directly between the wood roof deck and the outer tiles. This is the layer that actually keeps the house dry. When the system functions correctly, this underlayment catches any bypassed rainwater and channels it safely downward, routing it all the way off the edge of the roof. If your ceiling is wet, the concrete armor on top is likely still doing its job. The leak indicates that this internal drainage sheet has failed. Local weather patterns put roofing materials through an intense cycle. Here in Santa Clarita, we have long, extremely hot, dry summers, followed by sudden, concentrated winter rainfall. Trapped heat bakes the hidden underlayment. Over time, the material loses its flexibility, dries out, and develops deep cracks along the exposed edges. When the winter storms finally arrive, water flows past the exterior tiles and pours directly into those dry, brittle fractures. Water often travels far from the original entry point. It can enter at a crack near an upper vent, run along the sloping underlayment seams and wooden rafters, and finally pool over a completely different room. This is why smearing caulk over the visible roof tiles rarely works. You are patching the outer armor while leaving the failed drainage path underneath exactly as it was. In fact, excessive surface sealant can make things worse. It creates artificial dams that block natural water flow, trapping moisture and forcing it to back up into parts of the roof deck that were previously dry. Caulk is a cosmetic fix for a structural problem. It ignores the decay of the underlayment and can introduce new drainage blockages that accelerate the damage. Allowing water to repeatedly soak the roof deck guarantees compounding damage. A simple leak quickly leads to rotting wood rafters, damp insulation, and ideal conditions for mold growth. To stop the moisture, you need an intervention that takes place beneath the visible roofline. This involves a tile lift. We carefully remove the intact tiles over the failing section, set them aside, and expose the deteriorated deck beneath. We strip away the brittle material and install a fresh waterproof membrane, ensuring it tucks beneath the upper layers to restore a continuous, overlapping drainage path. The scale of this repair depends on the age of the roof and the extent of the heat damage. It could be a localized spot repair around a plumbing vent or a complete rebuild of a roof valley. Whatever the scale, you should not climb up and walk the roof yourself. Improper foot traffic puts concentrated weight on the tiles. You can easily snap the visible armor and drive sharp, broken edges right through the fragile underlayment below. Properly identifying the water path and evaluating the condition of the hidden membrane requires a professional diagnostic inspection. Stop relying on surface caulk and temporary patches. Contact Roof Repair Santa Clarita to assess your underlayment and resolve the leak.